Hey guys, coming to you live from one of my locals in Jensen Beach, Florida, Da Vinci's Dreamworks 2. Here I am, team captain, PPG, Eddie St. Hilaire, with your newest Dragon Ball Super Champion, Marcel Russell. Marcel, say what's up to the camera one time.
Hey guys.
Alright, so with regionals right around the corner, we decided to give you guys a breakdown of how we prepared to better help you guys prepare for the regionals coming up. So, leading up to the regionals itself, we seen this coming, but we started playtesting since ARG Orlando, because I don't know about you guys, but when I lose, yeah, top 16 whenever, but it leaves a salt in my mouth because knowing that you're not the champion, but yet you still top and you had the chance to be the champion, it kind of burns. You can ask this guy, like, when I lose, it's hard to pick up the same thing and beat me twice because I will not go to sleep. It'll be 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll tell this guy, hey, make this deck. I'll literally tell him, like, hey, guy, wake up, make this deck on the Octagon. I'm going to play you right now and play it to the best of your ability because I just hate losing to the same thing twice. You'll catch me the first time off guard, but that second time, have fun with that one. But, I mean, you can literally ask him in person when you guys see him. So, leading up to ARG Las Vegas, what happened was I literally was on Octagon. It's kind of hard, too, because the thing about being on Octagon, my name in real life is my name on Octagon. So, I'm kind of scared to show my new stuff because even though I know it works, it's hard to test because when people see it, they'll literally say, oh my God, I should copy this deck. And I don't want to give out that information because I don't want people to have my advantage. I guess it's an advantage for me. That's the biggest thing on ARG Orlando. People had no idea the combo I could do with the Vegeta and the Trunks. Like, I would swing with Trunks and people were like, okay, cool, it's a 15 beater. What they didn't realize was after I swing with Trunks, I'm going to use the Trunks untapped to make him 20 base. So right then and there, you require 2 cards unless you give up a 10K because you have to Sensu be in it, or you're going to have to drop a 10K. So, okay, you get over that attack, but what they don't realize is I have a Vegeta following it up, and once I hit the Vegeta following up, they're like, oh my God, it's another attacker, and yes, I'm going to attack again for double strike with another untap. So it's like little stuff like that, which is kind of problematic. So the first tip, I guess you could say, is not only would I recommend you download Octagon, have a playtesting partner where you could just keep the lobby closed. I know myself, Marcus Cantarsi is always on there. There's a lot of players on there. Just have yourself a good playtesting partner where you can actually be on there and call them up because you don't really want random people seeing your strategy because it could be the people sitting at the ARG itself and like they could literally use your strategy against you and like, wow, I thought I made this up. So do you have anything to go on that part?
Yeah, Octagon's a great platform to be playing this game. You can play with every card that's out and just make any new decks that you want to do without any restrictions. And it's like easy to find a match in like 5 minutes. Play test all day long.
Alright, so leading up to the week itself, going on to Vegas, what happened was when you want to become really competitive, you tend to go ahead of the meta, especially with this guy, because we kept battling each other back and forth to the point where we knew each other's deck. So what happened was this big whole thing where we have another thing too is you want to create, at least if you don't have a team, it's understandable, but at least get together a bunch of locals and create a group chat because you bounce ideas off each other. But the thing was with our group chat, since me and him usually play 24/7 on Octagon, we had created our own kind of meta, but it worked against us. So when we actually took it down to Miami, because Marcel, he lives in Jacksonville, so when he drove down to my house, and then from my house we drove to Miami. So when we actually drove down to test our own meta that we created against each other, against them, we found out, yeah, that didn't work, because we had the champion Alejandro Man just crushing us. We had Peter Katani just saying, okay, time to go Super Saiyan Broly mode and just slapping us around. We're like, wow, this deck we created between ourselves, it beat us, but it did not work against like the freezes and stuff coming on. So that was a wake-up call. Another thing is when we drove down to Miami, do you want to tell about your trip down from Jacksonville?
Well, I drove down Thursday before the event, stayed at his house, then drove down to Miami. We started playtesting around like 11 o'clock at night, up until like 3 a.m. in the morning until the shop closed. Like, the shop closed, but stayed open for us, the team.
He drove down Wednesday. That's what it was, yeah.
Okay, I guess so. And then we playtested the deck that we thought we were going to bring to Vegas. Completely on the fly, just changed a completely different build. We kept the leader, though. Cause keep the leader. Never give up on that. but we changed the build. We kind of reverted back to our builds from Orlando and just tried to update it for the current meta.
So yeah, about that playtesting session, you got to get to a point where you want to be able to playtest. This is one of the biggest advice I could give to you guys if you guys take nothing else out of the video. You have to get to the point where you know your deck so well, inside and outside, you could be able to start calling your cards out. I know a lot of, that's going to be another video, so just start calling your cards out from the deck. Deck thinning is deck win this room with that guy. That's going to be a video for another day. But you got to get, you have to get to a point where you know every single card in your deck and the chances of you drawing it just by ratio numbers. Like I said, it's going to be another day. But we started playtesting throughout, I think we got at PPG, I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. We playtested till about 3 in the morning, and we came back the next day playtesting again all the way out. And then when we finally flown out, that day we were supposed to fly out, our owner, actually, George Machado, he had a flight, I think it was at 5 o'clock in the morning, but he had to be at the airport at 3:30, and he's mentioning this to people. He's like, nah, do you want something to drink? He's like, no, I got to be at the airport at 3:30. I'm like, 3:30? I'm like, bro, it's 3 o'clock, and the airport's like an hour away. I'm like, dude, that's when he got up. He started closing up shop, and he started rushing through it. That's why if you check out his video post, he was posted this long line of the airport. But to get back on topic, you guys want to be able to just playtest and playtest until you know your deck inside and outside. Because once you get to the regionals, you want to be able to go into autopilot mode. Because in the beginning rounds, you have to be able to go to autopilot mode. So later in the day, you could just start using your head. Because if you're using your head earlier on in the game, I'm not saying just go brainless, but if you're using your head earlier on in the game, you're going to get headed because it's hard to get food in between rounds. It's really tough to just focus on your matchups. So when you're in that autopilot mode, it will take you throughout the earlier rounds in the game. So later on, when you face those undefeated yourself, you're able to not use your head because you saved all your power essentially to later rounds. So
just like in the show, man.
That's essentially what it is. Do you have anything to put on that too?
Use your head a little bit. You should be able to play your deck properly throughout the early rounds, and then you can start getting harder and harder opponents. But take those power naps in between the rounds, man. It really saved me. Like I didn't get any sleep the day before.
Oh yeah, that's something else that's up. Yeah. These guys, as we got to Vegas, because we all had different flights to Vegas, but we all flew together from Vegas back to Florida. Going into Vegas, I think we were all at that house. It was either 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning their time.
Yeah,
so
we were 3 hours actually ahead of them. So
yeah, so I went to sleep personally. I need my sleep in order to function because with me and all the little number crunching I do, because I'm really, really strategic when I play, and I like to do numbers because this game is really a numbers game. It's really simple to tell what your opponent has and exactly what they could do if they're not using draft pack freezer. If they are, it's kind of iffy. You can calculate to a certain extent, but you can't really pin it right there on the spot versus if you're tapped, I know there's certain things you cannot do. So that's another story in itself. But these guys stayed up essentially the whole night because I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to get a drink of water, and I see these guys still at the table playtesting. And I'm like, what the? When did you guys wake up? He was like, wake up. We never went to sleep. I'm like, yo, like I was literally in shock, but it worked out there for them because they all did good, and I sneaked in because I was being lazy. I just need my sleep, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. So past the part where you want to go into autopilot mode throughout the rounds, the best thing I could give you is have your strategy of how you want to attack your decks. For instance, if you have a leader like mine, Vegeta Crit, the reason why I picked that, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is a strategy to it. If we both expected over half the playing for the Mecha Freezer, the reason why people don't understand my deck, they say it's no big hitters, is because I don't need big hitters. It's not trying to cocky or anything, but literally, if half the field is Mecha Freezer decks, I do not want you to brick. Because you not bricking means you will self-awaken yourself. Meaning, I only need 2 double strike hits to kill you. That's why people say, I don't understand his deck. I'm like, it's not free to understand. It's for you to not brick and awaken yourself. So I could search these million combo pieces and hit you for like an absurd number where you don't combo out the first one.
Because you have extra cards.
Yeah, it's all extra cards in your. I do it. My rule is you have a third extra cards in your hand. So if I'm hitting you for 65K the first time, you can't stop it. You're definitely not going to stop at 85K when I swing at Majin Buu because you're going to look at it and be like, what the? No negates. But what you don't know is I have more combo power than I did the first time to kill you. That's the whole reason of my deck. His deck was more strategic. You could understand his deck. My deck wasn't really balanced. Yeah, my deck wasn't orthodox. My deck was, I'm punishing you for not bricking. If you bricked against me, the game went on longer because now it's now I actually have to play the game and start actually critting you and playing out throughout the game. But besides the whole autopilot mode in itself, you guys want to bring water to an event. You got
stay hydrated.
You want to stay hydrated because without food, water kind of balances it out. With me, I'm in the military, so I had my little military camel pack on. You can go online and get those things for $20 because water bottle, you have to sit there and fill it up. Whereas a camel pack, it literally takes just quarts of water in your back. You just sit there. That's what I do. You can even see it on the Orlando stream. I take sips at a time. It keeps your brain functioning. It keeps you just going throughout the day. Yeah, the hunger sucks, but water, it literally will fill you up, and it'll keep you on point, too, especially when you're hot. It's really miserable being hot and hungry at the same time, guys. So you want to put anything else by testing on for upcoming regionals?
I do suggest playtesting, the night before, but you should get your rest like he did, and just be confident in the next day when you're doing those rounds.
Yeah, so the biggest things I guess I want you guys to take away is you want to be able to go into autopilot mode. Once you're able to go into autopilot mode, it's just like, a regular pilot just going off. He goes there, he starts the plane, whatever he does. I don't know. I'm just going out when I see from when I'm on the planes. He goes there, he starts. Once the plane's in the sky, he literally puts in autopilot mode and I guess chills or does whatever he wants to do until it's about to land and he takes back control. That's a theory that I use when I play it. So if I want to go autopilot mode till the top cuts or later in the rounds, or actually use my brain power, and now I have to actually think about my strategy and change it up. The next thing is you have to have a play testing group. Do not just think your local is good enough. You have to go outside of your meta, because if I only tested with Marcel, I probably got crushed at Vegas, because literally we play tested against each other so much that we thought Vegeta was the meta. So what happened was, we completely discarded Cell, we completely discarded Freezer. We're like, no, if we could keep doing this kind of damage to each other, Vegeta is the meta. So we created our own meta in our heads. That's why we kind of took out negates. We're like, wait a minute, we don't need no negates, and there's no point of negates anymore. So have a playtesting group, because it wasn't for Alejandro, Peter Catani, George Machado, and all those guys at our locals that set us straight saying, no, that's not the meta. That's your meta. This is the actual meta. We would have got crushed as we went to Las Vegas. So be able to go into autopilot mode. Have a group, playtesting group. Have a group chat, because group chats, don't send random BS. Send actually random good text that you could get your mind flowing and start thinking about stuff like that. So you may not like it, but actually, at least you know about it. You read about the card. So when someone uses it against you, like a King Cole in battle, you'll know what it does. He may not never seen it in his life, but the fact that we talk about cards like that, it lets you know what it does. Be able to be hydrated, and yeah, man, that's what I have. Do you have anything else?
You should know every card in the game if you're going to a regional event. You shouldn't be having to read your opponent's cards up and all that stuff. So many people had to pick up my Triple Strike Trunks, like, what does this card do? And they read it multiple times and they still got it wrong. Mm-hmm. When it's crazy.
It is, but that's going to be another tip and trick too in the upcoming videos, because I'm going to try to post these videos with you guys, and just every day, not every day like specifically, but on the days I do post, it's going to be a specific thing where you can actually pick up and do it that day, that night, whenever you have time to do it. So I know a lot of people don't have time, they squeeze the game in, but it's simple things and tricks you could just do to get better, guys. But that's going to wrap it up for the ARG prep for today anyway. Do you have anything else to put on that?
I'm just good.
All right, so at the event itself, Las Vegas, I actually bought 2 of these boxes with my own credit, and I got rid of one, minus these 2 packs. All you had to do was subscribe to both this channel and Pro Play Games channel. This channel is pretty much going to be for the players, where if you want, for instance, my aggro build, you want me to go over it, I could personally go over that card by card. If you want his control, like more control Vegeta build, you got him. We have the Super Saiyan Broly, Peter Catani himself. If you like his Freezer list, if you like Alejandro Mena's list, anyone from our team, if you like their list, or you just want to talk to them or hear from their perspective, I'll put this on this channel. Whereas the Pro Play Games channel itself is going to be more deck profiles, more gameplay content, stuff like that. But if you guys subscribe to this channel, the Pro Play Games channel itself, at the event, I was giving out packs as well as the Ultra Pro wristband. As you can see, the champion is wearing, because we represent Ultra Pro and sponsored by them. I'll go ahead and send you guys a pack, because I got to get rid of this box, guys. I don't know how I came back with this box, because the first day, these were flying like crazy. They're like, oh, Eddie. I'm like, yes, show me on your phone. You were subscribed to this channel and the Pro Play Games channel. A lot of them do, but the thing was, there was no service up there, so a lot of them couldn't show it to me. So that's why I kind of still have this. So please, please, please subscribe. comment in the section below what you guys want to see, so I can open this and get rid of these packs and get rid of these Ultra Pro things, because these are for you guys. I don't want to hold on to them. These are literally for you guys. And going back to the fan subscribers, thank you guys for coming up to see me. You have no idea how much motivating it is. Because I'm in autopilot mode. Sometimes I turn it off because I want to up my game. Especially when you guys are around me watching, I want to up the game. Because I want to show you guys the good stuff. Yeah, you can ask this guy. Every time I was in autopilot mode and I saw fans started getting around, the first thought in my mind is, I must attack and win with game with Bulma. Every single time there's a crowd around, I wanted to give them that excitement. Just, all right, guys, the Bulma's around. It's funny because I'm playing with the judge. You know they can't answer, so I'm like, hey, judge, go ahead and pick up the double strike so I can make the Bulma have double strike for game. And then literally did he not know, when I picked up my life, it was really a chomp, and he got up and laughed and just walked away. And I'm swinging the Bulmas. I just want to make it fun and entertainment for you guys. Because you guys, without you guys, it would not be us. It would not be the game. So you guys are what makes this game flow. And yeah, thank you guys for everything you guys do. You got anything to say?
No, just thanks, guys.
All right, man. Eddie here. Marcel here with PPG, and we're signing out. Peace, guys.